I'm Mark Matsumoto, and today I want to show you how to make Onsen Tamago, or Japanese hot spring eggs, without a hot spring. Or any other special equipment for that matter, so stick around. Japan is a volcanic archipelago, so it's no surprise that there are tons of natural hot springs or onsen here. At some point in history, some genius figured out that you can cook things in onsen, and that some hot springs are just the right temperature to cook eggs to a custardy texture without hard boiling them. This style of egg is known as a slow-cooked egg in the West, and they're often used as the topping at fancy restaurants. But here in Japan, it's a traditional breakfast staple that's served with a savory dashi stock. The modern way to cook onsen tamago is to use one of these things. It's a thermal circulator or sous vide machine. But I know not everyone has one, so today I want to show you 2 ways that you can make these Japanese poached eggs using just a pot or a rice cooker. When making onsen tamago, you want to use very fresh eggs because there's less loose egg white, which can make your hot spring eggs watery. For the sauce, I'm using a half cup of dashi stock, and I'll include a link to the recipe in the description. I'm also using 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, a half teaspoon of sugar, a half teaspoon of salt, and I've also got some chopped scallions for garnish. If you're making this in a pot, you want to use something big and heavy like this Dutch oven because its higher thermal mass will retain heat better. I'm gonna start by adding 10 cups of water to the pot. Then I'm gonna cover it with a lid and bring the water to a boil. Once the water is boiling, turn off the heat and add 3 cups of room temperature tap water. This should bring the temperature from 212 degrees Fahrenheit down to about 180. Now you want to gently lower cold eggs straight from the fridge into the water. For this amount of water, I'd recommend a minimum of 5 eggs and a maximum of 8. The cold eggs will further reduce the temperature of the water, and you want it to end up under 170 degrees Fahrenheit. If you have a thermometer, you can check the water temperature at this point and add some more water if needed. Now I'm going to cover this up with a lid, and then I'm going to set a timer for 20 minutes. When you add cold eggs to hot water, the temperature of the eggs will shoot up and the water temperature will drop until they reach equilibrium. To ensure we have enough heat to cook the eggs through, equilibrium is going to be a lot higher than the 145 degrees Fahrenheit we're aiming for. This makes the timing super important, and you may need to experiment a few times to find a time that's perfect for your setup. For the rice cooker method, I'm going to start by adding 5 cups of boiling water to a cold rice cooker. Then I'm going to add 1.5 cups of room temperature tap water to cool it down a bit. These eggs are also straight from the fridge, and I'm going to carefully lower them into the hot water. Since there's less water here than in the pot method, the temperature of the water is going to drop a lot more. But the keep warm function will maintain the water temperature, so this is actually a good thing. Then we just need to close the lid and turn on the keep warm mode. I'm gonna set the timer for about 25 minutes, but the lower water temperature means this method is more forgiving, so you can go a little longer too. For the sauce, I'm gonna add the dashi to a small saucepan, as well as the soy sauce, sugar, and salt. Then I'm gonna turn on the heat and bring the mixture to a rolling boil. Once it's boiling and the salt and sugar have dissolved, turn off the heat and let the dashi cool. Okay, the timer on the eggs in the pot is up, so let's get them into a bowl of cold water to stop the cooking process. I'm also gonna get the eggs out of our rice cooker and into a water bath as well. Before we crack these open, I want to thank Musubi Kiln for sending over these adorable serving bowls. Whether you're a cat person, a dog lover, or you're just looking for something a little more traditional, they've got a huge collection of Japanese tableware that runs the gamut from classic to modern. So hit the link in the description down below to see the tableware that I use in my kitchen. And use coupon code NORECIPES to get 5% off your order. Once the eggs have cooled, drain them and dry off the shells. Now I'm gonna crack an egg on a flat surface and carefully break it into a small serving bowl. Do this as close to the bottom of the bowl as you can so the delicate egg keeps its nice shape. Then I'm gonna garnish this with some chopped scallions, and our onsen tamago is ready to serve. To eat it, I'm gonna pour a drizzle of dashi sauce around the egg, and let's see how it looks on the inside. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. Onsen tamago is one of my favorite parts of a traditional Japanese breakfast, so let's try this out. Itadakimasu. All right, I'm gonna go in with a spoon and we're just gonna split it. Oh man, it's so creamy. Look at this. That's heavenly. The custardy egg just slips into your mouth and dissolves into this ethereal pool of umami. It's a bit like a deconstructed chawanmushi. You've got that silky smooth egg white with that soft creamy yolk and tons of umami coming from that dashi. But each component is separate, so one bite is different from the next. This is just like the onsen tamago they serve for breakfast at fancy ryokan in Japan, and it's super easy to make at home, so I hope you'll give it a try. Well, I'm gonna be using the rest of these hot spring eggs for next week's recipe, but in the meantime, check out this playlist for more easy Japanese dishes, and I'll catch you in the next one.